problem with their stock. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people here be claiming that I'm a Palantir hater, but I'm not a Palantir hater. I haven't been a fan of their stock for quite a while now. So people should get used to it. It's very, very overpriced. That's basically the gist of it. Let's just first talk about the earnings they just reported. The earnings were great. They were awesome earnings by any metrics. The revenue grew quarter over quarter with 85% to $1.6 billion for one quarter. So that's a great revenue growth. The profits grew. The profits are now like about 53% of their revenue. So that's a great big profit margin. They're up their guidance for the rest of the year. So now they're expecting to have a revenue of $7.6 billion for the whole year of 2026. Everything was up, more revenue, more income, more upward guidance. Everything was great. So from a company perspective, really doing awesome job, growing harder and harder as the years go by, AI being in a boom. So Palantir really profiting of that. So really Palantir is doing an awesome job at monetizing these things and growing at an incredible pace. Especially in the US, they should be growing more in other countries or other regions, I must say. But in the US, they are growing at an astronomical pace, and hopefully they can also do this in other regions like Europe or Asia or anywhere they can get their hands on. It's nice to see them growing in the US as good as they are doing currently. But, however, I still have a big problem with Palantir stock. Not with Palantir the company is doing great, as I said before, but the Palantir stock, really, at these prices, I've always thought of the price of Palantir to be too expensive, even when it was down below at $20. So the current price, the current market cap Palantir is worth about $350 billion. So now you would pay $350 billion if you bought the whole company just to have Palantir. Now, $350 billion to make that money back, Palantir would have to be alive and well and making the money they make today for another 150 years. So the PE ratio is 150. So it takes them 150 years to give you the money back that you would invest now if you would buy the whole company. So those are crazy valuations. I mean, a normal valuation would maybe be like a 20 PE ratio or something. Of course, you would say they are growing and they are growing faster and faster. But even still, they would have to grow a lot faster and keep on growing like this and keep on finding money, and AI must stay for them a hype so they can monetize, and the world must still be crazy about AI, because otherwise it will tank and people will not be so interested anymore. Of course, you could say AI is here to stay, but I don't think that they will keep on growing their revenue as they are growing now. It might go even faster in the near future, but after that it will taper off. And there's no way that the $350 billion valuations make sense or more. To me, it's a $100 billion company at most. There are much better opportunities in the stock markets to get a 10x return or something than investing in Palantir. The risk-reward ratio is way too dangerous to me to invest in Palantir. I mean, if you want to invest in Palantir, if you didn't listen to me in my old videos, you did a good job because you made a lot of money. People always go with the hype and don't look at the ratio and normal rational things of how much money does it make and whatever. People don't care. People go with the hype. AI is now a hype. So people will invest money into Palantir. So that's something that I've learned. I shouldn't look at the fundamentals of companies anymore. I just have to search what is the next hype, what is the next big thing. Put all your eggs into that basket and then it will explode no matter what the valuations are, if they make sense or not make sense. Nobody cares, just do it. So I learned something about that, and maybe you shouldn't listen to me regarding Palantir now. Maybe they will go to $10 trillion, why not? If it stays a hype, it's possible. But to me, right now, it really makes less sense than a couple of years ago when I was always against Palantir. So I would recommend against investing in Palantir. There are other companies that have a more stable track record or where you can get a bigger return. So to me, yeah, the company does a great job, makes a lot of money, is growing very fast. Company is very good. I'm not against Palantir, not at all, but the stock price, I really can't recommend the Palantir stock. Of course, let me know if you are against me, if you think I'm just being stupid, if you see a way into the future where they are worth a lot of trillions, who knows? Please enlighten me. I always love to learn, but to me it seems crazy. So yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.